Now, we've been on air almost 2 years now, and we've never made a tuna steak. Well, that's all about to change.
Andrew Lawler from La Plancha in Monkstown, County Dublin, is with us today. Didn't know where you were going with that.
I knew that. Good
morning.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Tuna steak, very simple, one of the easiest things you can cook. If you think about it like a fillet steak.
Right.
You know, how do you like your fillet steak?
Yeah.
A lot of people would like rare. That's how I'm going to cook it today. But if you want it medium or well done.
We were
it's up
talking
to
before
yourself.
we came on, Andrew, he was asked me do I like fish, and I love fish, but I never cook it.
Right, well, it's so simple.
Never. I
It's
don't know
one of
why
the
I don't
easiest things to
cook
cook. I don't know, we're surrounded by water and we don't cook.
Why are
eat enough
people
fish.
so afraid of it? Is it overcooking it, undercooking it?
I'm not sure. I think it might go back to when we were kids, smelling the overcooked fish in the pan, zicker flour.
that's
and
lovely.
putting
Listen,
some
we've come a
down.
long way. What's the first step
Well,
today?
first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put Simon to work because I heard he's a whiz in the kitchen.
Not
So
really.
I'm going to get
No,
you to
never.
do some
Looking pour it out,
some
Laura.
crushed avocado for me here.
No, I'm all right.
No, one of the
Hello.
knives.
Right, so I'm going to
gave
need
you
that bowl there.
responsibility.
I'll get you to do this. This is for our crushed avocado, which is going to be the base for our fish.
You an
If I-
avocado fan?
Love avocados. There's a bad guy in Scooby-Doo called
if I
Avocado.
can get you just to do that for me.
Avocado?
Yeah, so my kids call them avocados. I'm like, no, they're
Of course they
avocado.
do. No, let them keep calling them avocados. This is for
This is for a crushed avocado that we're going to do. I'll get these ready if you finish the rest.
Certainly, chef.
And
Tell us about the tuna steak that you have here.
the tuna steak that we have here. Now, it's not bluefin tuna, which a lot of people think all tuna is, because that's super expensive. But what we do have here is a good quality yellowfin tuna. Usually, most of the tuna that you consume comes from the Pacific, the Arabian Sea to be Pacific. It's corralled in there, and then they harvest it as it's needed. So that's what we're using today. You can get tuna in Irish waters, but there is a season, and at the moment I can't get it. So this is what I'm using today.
okay.
Can we do anything else with this?
If you could season that, please, with some salt and pepper, olive oil, and squeeze half a lime, and then crush it down with that fork. That'll be fantastic.
Now, you did mention, Andrew, that you can have this tuna steak whatever way you like.
Any way you like.
Medium well. Most people, and on all menus around the country, indeed, I would say, most restaurants around the world, it is rare. I mean, it's slightly cooked on the outside. That's the whole point of it.
It is. Well, that's why I'm using sesame seeds here. Not only do they add a nice crunch and flavour to it, they actually help to protect the tuna as you're searing it. So you're not getting too much cooking in it at all. Literally, all we're going to do here is colour the seeds. Because it eats better. It's like a fillet steak, you know, it eats better. But, you know, if you're in a restaurant and you want it cooked well done, you know, you're paying for it. They should do it for you at the end of the day. You know, that's the way I would do it.
Some chefs get upset about it.
I think they get
Well,
a bit
they
snobby
need
about it.
to just pull their head in, don't they? At the end of the day, the customer is paying for it, and that's the way I would look at it. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but everyone's different. So I'm sure every chef.
Salt, pepper, lime juice. Anything else, chef? In the...
Olive oil, please. This is a good
Olive oil.
quality Spanish
doing
extra virgin
coriander?
olive oil.
Just a splash?
That's as much as you feel you like.
Okay.
Now the coriander is going to be going into our pico de gallo, which is basically a tomato salsa.
Pico de gallo.
So what I've done is I've chopped some tomatoes. I could be all chefy and start skinning the tomatoes.
Let's
but
not do that.
I think people have better things to be doing with their time.
Do you
know.
want me to chop the
so,
tomato?
if you could, I'll just
That's
show
a
you
big
one.
knife you have.
It's very
Does
sharp.
that do?
If you like, if you want to chop that to that
It's
size there,
handies, Andrew.
no
It's
problem.
handies.
Okay.
So how many minutes on each side then?
Literally all we're doing is colouring the sesame seed. You see that there? That's what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
A nice crust. That's all you want. So we'll do that on each side.
And actually, you can see the side there, cooking through, but the
It
middle
is.
still raw.
It's just a lovely way of cooking it. And
So you don't want that pureed, chef. You just
no,
want a crush.
it's a crush. That's what I'm after there. You know.
See?
So we're
Ask
not.
and you shall receive.
Busy.
That's perfect. So if you could put that onto this plate, we'll just arrange it nicely in two piles. That would be lovely.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do for the pico de gallo, what we have here is our base. You call it a mojo, I suppose.
Mojo!
It's basically red onion, and it's been marinated in lime juice with some chili, garlic, and sea salt. And I do it overnight because it's better. An hour will do. But this is a base for the pico de gallo, but it can be a base for so many other things
Look at
that you
that
do in the
colour.
kitchen. It's amazing.
Beautiful.
It's just packed full of flavour.
There you go, chef.
So, thank you very much. So we'll mix that in there.
Do you want me to put these tomatoes in there?
It's lovely, isn't it? It's the lime juice just brings it all out, the red onion.
real, yeah.
If you could add that to that, please, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, no
I'll
problem.
tell you what, he has got us working, hasn't he?
Yeah, no.
All hands on
Well,
deck.
I
you
like
know.
the simplicity of this dish.
So now
So far, so good.
that tuna's
Yeah, yeah.
cooked. That's ready for me now.
And
I'll-
like cooking a nice piece of steak, let it rest.
let it rest, give it a minute, and what I do is I season it after rather than when I'm cooking it.
Pourquoi?
Because it doesn't draw the juices out of the meat,
So yeah.
and it doesn't stick, and you get a more even caramelization.
And I've heard people say as well, if you season it before you cook it, and you draw the moisture. You're broiling the steak.
Exactly. Always season after. Like in the restaurant, we cook a la plancha, which is on a hot plate. So we don't season. We season it afterwards. You know.
Right, okay.
So I just find that knife and I finish that. So that's if you could add some a little bit more salt and pepper to that, and some extra virgin olive oil. We'll just finish it with some coriander here. Now, beautiful.
Are we going to plate up in a minute?
We are indeed. We're going to plate up now. If I can just find my tea towel. Here we go.
This through, chef.
That's it. And we'll put that on top. And we're going to be serving that with some sweet potato wedges.
Is this going underneath the tuna?
It will be going on top. As you can see, I've done some here. They're just very simple. You cut them in wedges, some chili, some thyme, a little bit of oil, whack them in the oven, half an hour, they're ready. That's it.
And a real hit with smallies in the house.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very healthy as well. So we'll get plating these tuna now.
Nice.
I've made basically the mountains
2
of
mounds.
Mourne. Yeah, 2 mounds of avocado.
We will simply serve this like this. You can see that colour of that tuna is fantastic there. Now, chef.
And you want some across it?
Yeah, just on top.
You're so artistic, Si. This does look beautiful.
He's done this before. Thank you very much.
And wedges. And you know what? That's a pretty substantial meal.
This is enough for 2 people. I'm just putting it out. Well, it depends on who.
Say that now.
I suppose it depends on whose house you're in.
No, I can understand, absolutely.
And these are just some sweet potato wedges. They're a nice alternative to potato. They're not as starchy.
That's a serious plate of
We'll
food.
serve it with that and a little bit of olive oil just to finish.
But one tuna steak.
And that's my seared tuna steak with pico de gallo and crushed avocado.
Lovely.
Happy days.
Good
You have the
timing.
rage. You tuck in, I'll do the rage. That's
That'd
the kind
be
of guy I
great.
am.